In sailing, the parts of a sail have common terminology for each corner and edge of the sail. Triangular sails. Equals the corners equals. In a triangular sail, the highest point is called the head. The halyard, the line which raises the sail, is attached to the head. The lower two corners of the sail, on either end of the foot, are called the tack and clue. The tack is shackled to a fixed point on the boat, such as the gooseneck in the case of a Bermuda-rigged mainsail, or the deck at the base of a stay, in the case of a jib or staysail. The clue is movable and is positioned with running rigging. A symmetrical sail may be said to have two clues. The clue of a jib or other headsail is the free corner, to which port and starboard jib sheets are attached to control the angle of the sail. In a sail with a boom, the clue is attached to the boom, and can often be tightened along the boom using the outhaul to adjust the sail shape. On a square sail or a symmetrical spinnaker, each of the lower corners is a clue, but the corner to which the sheet is currently attached is called the clue. Equals the edges equals, the foot of a sail is its lowest edge, bounded by the clue and the tack, or on some sails by the two clues. The forward edge of the sail is called the luff. This is related to the term luffing, which is a condition where the sail ripples because wind is crossing over the front and back side simultaneously, caused when the angle of the wind fails to allow the sail to maintain a good aerodynamic shape. This condition usually starts near the luff as the boat passes through being close-hauled. A cunningham may be rigged on the luff of the mainsail to help control the sail shape. The aft edge of a sail is called the leech. If incorrectly tensioned, the leech of a sail may flutter noisily. Some larger mainsails are provided with a line which runs along a pocket in the leech, called a leech line, for the purpose of tightening the leech to prevent this fluttering. Equals the roach equals, the shape of a sail is seldom a perfect triangle. It is common for sailmakers to add an arc of extra material on the leech, outside a line drawn from the head to the clue. This additional part of the sail is known as the roach. Mainsails usually have roaches, but they are very occasionally found on specialized jibs as well. They provide additional power for a given mast boom size. Since it cannot be supported by tension in the sail material, it would flap uselessly unless some other provision was made for it. It is therefore supported by battens, held in batten pockets, which extend into the main portion of the sail. Quadrilateral fore and aft sails. Gaff, gunter, lug, junk and some sprit sails have four sides and are set fore and aft so that one edge is leading. Equals the corners equals, each of the corners on a quadrilateral fore and aft rigged sails has its own name. The throat is the upper forward corner of the sail. The peak is the upper aft corner. Gaff-rigged sails, and certain similar rigs, employ two halyards to raise the sails. The throat halyard raises the forward, throat end of the gaff, while the peak halyard raises the aft, peak end. The tack is the lower forward corner of the sail. The clue is the lower aft corner. Equals the edges equals, the four edges of a sail are likewise independently named. The foot, as in a triangular sail, is the bottom edge of the sail, which runs roughly parallel to the deck. The foot is often attached, at the tack and clue, to a boom. If no boom is present, the sail is said to be loose-footed. The head is the upper edge of the sail, and is attached at the throat and peak to a gaff, yard, or sprit. The luff is the forwardmost vertical edge of the sail, which runs along the mast. The leech is the aft vertical edge of the sail. Square sails. Many of the same names are used for parts of a quadrilateral square-rigged sail. Head, as for a triangular sail, this refers to the topmost part. On a square sail, however, this part is an edge rather than a corner. Leech, the side edge of the sail. Since square sails are symmetrical, they have two leeches. Occasionally, when the ship is close-hauled, the windward edge of the sail might be referred to as the luff. Clue, like a triangular sail, the free corners of a square sail are called clues. Again, there are two of them. Square sails have sheets attached to their clues like triangular sails, but the sheets are used to pull the sail down to the yard below rather than to adjust the angle it makes with the wind. Foot, the bottom edge of the sail. Square sails also have tacks and sheets, although they are not a part of the sail itself. Square Viking sails included a stiffening bar called a betas. Clue lines are ropes attached to the clues, and clue garnets or clue garnets are the tackles attached to clue lines. These lines and tackles are used to a Euro clue up a Euro unregistered trademark, the a Euro coursus, a Euro unregistered trademark of a square sail. Buntlines are ropes attached along the foot of a square sail and led through lizards up the front of the sail to assist with cluing up the sail. Slablines are the equivalent of buntlines but run up the back of the sail. See also, Glossary of Nautical Terms. Notes. Further reading, Mackenzie, Mike. Homepage. See Talk Nautical Dictionary, the Dictionary of English Nautical Language. Retrieved January 15, 2014. Razmanier, John. The Illustrated Dictionary of Boating Terms, 2000 Essential Terms for Sailors and Power Boaters, W. W. Norton and Company. Pages 174. ISBN 0393339181. ISBN 978-0393339185, Smith, W. H. Belcher, E. The Sailor's Word Book, an alphabetical digest of nautical terms, including some more especially military and scientific, as well as archaisms of early voyagers, etc. London, Blackie and Son. A Naval Encyclopedia, comprising a dictionary of nautical words and phrases, biographical notices, and records of naval officers. Special articles of naval art and science. Philadelphia, Ella Hamersley and Colorado, 1881. Retrieved January 23, 2014. At Internet Archive.